All right, everybody. Welcome in to NXT on Instagram post show. Matt Camp here. Evan Mack will be joining me in just a minute or two as another NXT comes to a close. A wild night, multiple championship matches, no new champions, but we could have new champions next week. More on that coming up in just a bit. Let's get Evan in here. We're going to go live with the Mount, which you should be following at WWE The Bump. Welcome in, everyone. Welcoming in Evan here in just a second. Hello, sir.
Yeah, man.
I paused. That's on me.
We good?
We're good. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, NXT just happened. I'm here. You're here. And as we talked about, we'll start right away, Evan. We do not have a new NXT champion. Adam Cole, with a lot of things going on around him, defeats the Velveteen Dream tonight. But it feels like, I don't know, Velveteen Dream, may I dare say, has a gripe because he had a 3 count, but no referee was there.
Yeah, that's true, and it's very interesting, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. Dexter Lumis might have cost him now. Now, I appreciate he was trying to dispatch the Undisputed Era with extreme prejudice, but when he did a little toss, he hit the ref, man. I'm just trying to say, like, if you're trying to help somebody, help them.
I'm not sure what to make of this because he helped him in the tag match. He doesn't feel like a man who wants to help.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like a helper, but he was. But he was.
But only for Dream. And then, I don't think he meant to do that. And then he's trying to neutralize, Fish and Roddy Strong out there. Bottom line is Adam Cole is still the NXT champion. I don't know if this is over yet. I don't know if this turns into another tag match down the road. Do they potentially have to find another partner, which could be kind of tough for Velveteen Dream and Dexter Lumis? I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that as well. But the bottom line is Adam Cole's all-time championship reign does indeed continue. He is the greatest NXT champion in my eyes, I think in yours as well, for a reason. Bottom line, Evan, he still has the gold around his waist.
Yeah, at the end of the day, man, last shot, 1, 2, 3, Mr. Bebe rapidly approaching on a calendar year with that belt around his waist. 330 days, I think the great Morrow said.
It's a ridiculous number. It's an all-time number. Bottom line there, let's also talk about a former NXT champion, the record he broke. That was Finn Balor's record. Finn Balor came out. He said all the words, Evan. That's exactly what I said on Twitter. I said he said all the words that you don't always hear all the time. Made it clear that whoever attacked him, and he doesn't know who that is, at least he didn't tell us, he'll be coming for that person. And then we see Cameron Grimes come out. Make quick work of Denzel DeJournette.
Boy, did
and he's yapping away. And Finn's like, hey, I'm right here. I'm literally right here. And they went at it for a short period of time. And now, Evan, that's one of the matches we know will happen next week.
Thank you to Lord Regal for putting this match together. Lickety split. I mean, in a New York minute. But let me tell you something, Cameron Grimes. If you're going to talk trash about someone at the caliber and the prestige of the great Irishman that is Finn Balor, wait till at least gets in the car. Wait till he just goes away. Wait till he peels out at the performance. And at least wait till you see some tail lights before you start. He literally hit the curtain. Cameron Grimes out talking. It just wasn't smart.
You just walked by me. He
just saw you.
It's not like you had a long match.
They have for the people that don't know this at home, man. We can hear the audio, but they can hear the audio as well. They can hear it there in the back.
Yes. If you're trying to figure out who attacked you, aren't you kind of sticking around and looking around? Like if Cameron Grimes says Finn Balor, Finn might have been on his way out the door. He might have been out the back garage. Wait, he said,
wait a minute, hold up. Wait a second.
Yeah.
And he's investigating. He's investigating as well. He's being in Sherlock Holmes. He's investigating. He was about to hit the door. He hears his name called. He has to turn around and inquire. He has to inquire.
I want to note Cameron Grimes did tweet this about 25 minutes ago. On the way to the top, right after I slap Finn Boyd. He tweeted it.
The Twitter gets people in trouble. Twitter has historically gotten people in trouble.
You know who it may have gotten in trouble? One Dominic Dijakovic had a lot to say about the marriage of Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae, the wrestlings, if you will. And he came out on the losing end, one final beat. You can say whatever you want about the wrestlings right now and their attitude. He kind of asked for this, didn't he?
Yeah. Like we talked about it last week. I said at the end of the day, when the bell rings, man, in those four corners, that square circle, you got to do a couple things. You got to fight. Johnny Gargano came prepared. Now listen, Dominic was game. He was game.
He's great.
But at the end of the day, when the dust settled and the smoke cleared, there was one man Gargano escape from.
Dijakovic takes the loss in that one. Gargano winning ways. I like that he went for the turnbuckle. Real old school there. I love that. Part of me was like, yeah, rip it off. Let's go. Let's expose it. Like Dana Brooks' ring in her backyard with no turnbuckles. Expose it.
Living dangerously back there, man.
Listen, we didn't get to talk to her about this, and if you didn't see it on today's episode of WWE's The Bump, we had Dana Brooke on ahead of her match. Of course, she will be in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match this weekend at headquarters, but she has a ring in her, I think, backyard, Evan. I said we got to get probably, I don't know, some kind of bump turnbuckles for her or something like that.
Something to pad it up. I'm like, Dana Brooke, man, trust me, I'm a fan of the exposed turnbuckle in small doses, you know what I mean? But it was very jarring.
Let's talk about the other match with a title on the line. And we did not, unfortunately, see a pin or a submission, Evan. We saw Io Shirai and Charlotte Flair, a dream match for us, especially for Io. Charlotte, 2 days after getting taken to the limit by Liv Morgan, maybe that affected her offense, her strategy, because, Evan, I feel like she was like, I got to do too much. What else can I do? And when it was all said and done, she still has the championship, but she did not beat Io Shirai.
Let me tell you something. Dare I say, listen, when have you seen the great Charlotte Flair have to resort to a kendo stick? Let me tell you something. I'm not saying my girl Io Shirai had the dub, but I am saying she had Charlotte acting a little bit out of character. She had a lot of things scouted. She was prepared for the match. She has tremendous pedigree over in Japan. She came ready, as you well know, especially.
Yeah.
And she came prepared. Rhea came out, but in between that was a great match with two great competitors that we know is far from over, Matt. Far from
Absolutely. That's the thing. You mentioned Japan, and Io's been to the top of the mountain over there. She comes here, though. She knows it's a different mountain, probably a higher mountain in her mind to climb, to scale, to capture. She's not there yet, but she certainly has every right to get back after that championship. However, Rhea Ripley, who we haven't seen since WrestleMania, when she lost the NXT Women's Championship to Charlotte, kind of came to her aid. Io didn't seem any interested in getting any help. You have Rhea telling her to shut up multiple times. Then they have a confrontation to back. You got Steve Corino trying to break things up. You got Robbie Brookside trying to break things up, as they have not been in enough battles in their careers. I don't know where this is going, but we went from a dream match to now three women. If they want to do a triple threat, if this is going to break off into Io and Rhea,
why not?
We're fans. We'll take it.
Oh, I'll take whatever I can get. Because I know I can always get a title match down the road. And we got some other stuff we need to hash out in between. Between time, let's hash it out, ladies. Whatever you got on your mind.
Something tells me Charlotte Flair's like, yeah, let them fight. I'll be over here. I have to fight Liv, and I have to fight Io in 3 days. Someone else can do something.
Just take a break for a second.
To her credit, she is a fighting champion.
Absolutely.
Taking on Mia Yim, taking on Io, taking on Liv. But I don't think she would mind if two others are fighting over a chance to get at her NXT Women's Championship. We'll see where that goes. Now,
100%.
Speaking of championships, we now know Imperium challenges Matt Riddle, Timothy Thatcher for the NXT Tag Team Championships. And Mr. Regal making another move happen. That match will happen next week. Imperium has been a team for much longer. I don't know if there's a team more dangerous than Matt Riddle and Timothy Thatcher. As Thatcher said, you knock him out, I'll tap him out. He is just all about getting in that ring, getting in that squared circle, and doing his job. Matt Riddle's going to have fun. Matt Riddle's dangerous in his own right. But, Evan, with these two, if they are on the same page, and I think they are, this is going to be one heck of a matchup next week.
Yeah, it's going to be great. We know we know what Imperium brings to the table. We know they're that cohesive unit, that tough, gritty unit as well. But Timothy Thatcher and Matt Riddle have gelled much faster than I think most people would think they would. I think they're going to give Imperium all they can handle, though. I'm telling you, man, it's very interesting. This Timothy Thatcher dude is a problem, man. I'm telling you, man. It's just
he's good.
He's
real good. Dare I say there might be a little history if you go way back with him and
there's
some members of
there's
Imperium.
Some stuff going on, man.
And he doesn't care, though. That's the thing. It's who do I have to put on the ground and beat? Oh, no problem. I'll go do that.
Oh, wait a minute. Do you mind? Do you mind at all? I'm sure you do. You mind at all that Riddle holds both belts? Do you mind? Does that
no,
you
because Timothy Thatcher said, "Look, I didn't win those. I am placeholder." I feel like is not putting him on a high enough perch, but
True.
He is saying you are the tag team champions with Pete Dunne. I am stepping in here to defend those championships along with you. Now, at some point, we've brought this up. Do they rack up enough title defenses potentially?
I'm just saying. I'm not because that's my guy Pete Dunne. I'm just saying, is it a thing here? What if they defend the titles more than Pete Dunne and Riddle?
Riddle and Pete Dunne didn't have a lot. They won it in Portland. That wasn't that long ago.
I'm just saying. Extenuating circumstances.
Point. It's a good point. Now, the other person who's unable to defend this title is Jordan Devlin, who is still sitting at home, seething with his NXT Cruiserweight Championship, probably very close by. But in the meantime, the NXT interim Cruiserweight title tournament continues. We saw two matches tonight. The man I installed as the favorite, I think everybody kind of thinks this way, Kushida beating Jake Atlas. And this was fast, Evan. This not to say that he ran right over him. Because Jake Atlas brought it again. But if you get caught by Kushida like Jake Atlas did, it can end as quickly as it did. These men took to the air. There were dives. They're going everywhere. And it didn't last very long. But there was a lot of action packed in a short period of time. And Kushida moves to 2-0 at the top of his group.
And I asked you about this earlier. I know it's still early. It's weird, man. I'm about to hold your feet to the fire soon. I can feel it. Now we got Tozawa and we got Kushida, and they're hanging around and they're racking up wins. Kushida gets this victory. I don't know who you would pick.
We're not there yet. I
don't want. It's weird, man. Things are lining up a certain way. These guys had dominant victories. Kushida was dominant this evening, man, and it was very impressive what he did tonight.
So here's what we can tell you: Kushida goes to 2-0. Atlas at 1-1. Drake was idle tonight.
Yep.
He's at 1-1. Nese is 0-2. So Tony Nese cannot win his group at this point. We know that for a fact.
Wow.
Kushida can't finish any worse than in a tie. Now, that could be a very big tie depending on what happens with Drake and the Atlas match against Nese. Okay, So that's one group. You mentioned Tozawa. He's at 2-0. Jack's 0-2. Jack cannot win his group, but you have Swerve and Phantasma at 1-1. And Tozawa still has Phantasma left. There could be ties in both groups. I don't know what the rules are there, but you do have the two men at 2-0. You have to install the favorites in their respective groups. And by the way, Evan, respect to Tozawa, because we saw him on Monday night in the Gauntlet, and that's an opportunity you can't pass up.
Oh,
obviously.
God, no.
And we saw him last week against Jinder Mahal. So he's on Raw, he's on NXT, he's got championship aspirations. And after two tough losses on Raw, he comes back to Wednesday nights and he wins again and he sits at 2-0. That might be the most impressive performance so far of anyone in this tournament.
Yeah, and some people learn more from losses than wins. You know, it's not like you want to lose, but some people, true competitors like Tozawa, he learned from these losses, came back, knew he still had business to handle this evening, and did just that, man. I'm telling you, this is very, very interesting. Not counting out Drake either. I'm not counting out Swerve. I'm not counting. It's just really tough right now to see anybody besides your guy, Kushida, and Akira Tozawa, man. It's just, I don't know.
I would like to hear from those of you watching in the comments section right now. Who are winning the two respective groups? Will it remain Kushida and Tozawa on top of the respective groups? Give us your A winner and your B winner. Hit us up there. Tom Phillips said it. It was brought up by everybody on commentary. NXT is in a lot of trouble because Karrion Kross is here. Scarlett is here. That entrance was unbelievable. And then if you didn't think it could take it to another level, that man's throwing these dangerous-looking Saito suplexes all over the place. That thing was over in a hurry. Poor Leon Ruff, man. He got Sheamus on SmackDown. He's learning, hopefully, from these losses. But to the key is Karrion Kross, Evan, who I think he's scared people off enough already. You can ask Tommaso Ciampa about that. I haven't seen him since he was attacked. But that entrance, everything to it, that is a very dangerous duo here in NXT.
So now we got Dexter Lumis skulking around, and we got Karrion Kross skulking around. Now, listen, there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of hoopla, who that was and who it was, and we know who it is. Now ain't no speculation. Now there's no one patent leather boot. Now there is an ominous entrance. There's dominating victories. It's yeah, man. Put it like this. Now, Tommaso, he's lying in the weeds somewhere. Whenever he gets back, he will get back. I know he will address what's going on, but I don't know who he's going to target, Karrion Kross. But please have your head on a swivel, please. If he taps you on the shoulder for a match, man, please just be. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I'll make my name off there. No, you won't.
No, you won't.
No, you won't. That will not happen. We also saw tonight Xia Li and Chelsea Green, and Aaliyah got involved, and Chelsea Green gets the victory over Xia Li, who was rolling right now. Saw her training with Jack Gallagher the other day, which
crazy.
Is that's a duo that could do a lot of damage.
She's a beast, man.
Xia Li unable to get the victory. Aaliyah involved. I don't know if this is leading somewhere, but Aaliyah has had some partnerships in the past. They haven't worked out. She's been trying to kind of find her way. I wonder, is Robert Stone and following the Robert Stone brand potentially something that can get Aaliyah on the track she wants to be if she's with Robert Stone and, of course, Chelsea Green?
Smart men hitch their wagon. Smart women hitch their wagon to great people. Listen, Malcolm Bivens is hanging out with some nice cats. You got Zelina Vega building a nice little stable. Listen, Robert Stone brand starting to cook a little bit here. He's starting to cook. He know he has a #1 draft pick right there. Chelsea's starting to eke out some victories here, though. Now she's starting to get wins, whether by hook or by crook, whether by ill-gotten gains. she's getting dubs. Robert Stone might be putting something together here.
Wins are wins.
Yes.
So next week, we know it already. Finn Balor, Cameron Grimes, based on what happened tonight. Those two will match up. Looking forward to that. And the tag team titles, of course, Imperium taking on Matt Riddle and Timothy Thatcher. That is all coming next week on NXT. The Cruiserweight title tournament, the interim NXT Cruiserweight title tournament will continue. Pictures got a little bit clearer. Some eliminations, as we saw, with Tony Nese and Jack Gallagher falling to 0-2, but Tozawa and Kushida on top of their respective groups at 2-0. Tiebreakers could come into play. We'll see about all that next week. We also, of course, Evan, are just days away now from the Money in the Bank pay-per-view Sunday. The matches, well, they're going to be at the headquarters. We know the ladder matches, I should say, will be at the WWE headquarters. The men's and women's, the most unique Money in the Bank ladder matches of all time, happening at the same time. We know who's in these things. We still have another show to go, SmackDown on Friday night. A lot can happen. If you didn't see WWE's The Bump today, go back and watch it.
Check it out.
The podcast. Dana Brooke was on. We talked to her. Tamina, Evan, that was a lot of fun I know you had on that interview.
Yeah.
In 10 years in the WWE, she has never been in a better position. She has the fans behind her, which she admitted, Evan, she's not typically on this side of the fence that often.
Yeah, and it's really great to see the different people that we're able to get on the show, man, and hear that perspective and hear that she was pleasantly surprised about the support. And she knows these kind of opportunities have not come that often to her, but she's ready for this opportunity. Bailey is going to be a tough out. It's going to be interesting to see. We are dealing with one of the most unique times we've ever been in, and it's providing unique situations and unique matches, and certain people you wouldn't suspect getting put in different positions. But taking that all in, brother, it's we're in a really, really cool place, especially this Sunday.
So, and off of that, like you said, people saying, "Hey, you know, I'm home. Look at what Tamina's doing with her social media and galvanizing those fans." They're kind of like, "Hey, this is going on. Yeah, I'm in on this. I like this." So, Tamina, Dana Brooke, we had Miz and Maurice on, which you need to check out in the four-way for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, trying to take those titles back from the New Day. Forgotten Sons in that match, Lucia House Party in that match, and we also talked to AJ Styles, who, as he said, I'm not a zombie, I'm not dead, I'm alive, and
I'm here.
In the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. All of them were on today's episode of WWE's The Bump. But you mentioned Bayley, Evan, and we will be on this Sunday a special Money in the Bank Sunday edition. Sunday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern on Money in the Bank Sunday. This Sunday. Bayley will be joining us, the SmackDown Women's Champion. Bray Wyatt will be on the bump for the first time. I hope we make it out of that, because we will also be talking to The Undertaker.
How can we go from the fun house to the dead? This is
I hope.
Tough. Trying to stay on the good side.
I don't know what order they're coming on. I just hope we get to talk to everybody.
I just want to get through, I just
want
to get through it.
The Last Ride, Undertaker's documentary, you've seen the sneak peeks for it already. Yes. That will be premiering on Sunday as well, so we'll get to talk to him about that. It's a loaded show as we get you ready for Money in the Bank. Stay tuned for SmackDown this Friday. After SmackDown will be Mackenzie Mitchell and Ryan Popola breaking it all down as we do here on Instagram. Like I said, go back and watch today's edition of WWE The Bump. Subscribe to the podcast, give you a little inside information on that one. A big NXT, like I said, Cameron Grimes, Finn Balor next week. NXT tag titles on the line with Imperium challenging Matt Riddle and Timothy Thatcher. A big night. We don't have new champions, though. Charlotte is still the champion, although she didn't do it in the best ways. And Adam Cole with a lot going on, and Dexter Lumis, Undisputed Era, and Finn, and
a lot of stuff.
He is the NXT champion still, so stay tuned, NXT. Stay tuned to us. Follow us at WWE The Bump. Evan, always a pleasure. We'll talk to everybody on Sunday on The Bump.
Have a good night, brother.